Okay, today we're going to do 10-7 using the quadratic formula. Okay, the quadratic formula does not go away. This is something you just need to know. Okay, and this is it. All right. Now, remember how I've told you before that the a is always in front of the x squared, the b is always in front of the x, and the c is the number that's all by itself. It doesn't have a variable. Okay, now the equation is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. That seems like a lot. So you use this when you need to solve a quadratic and it's either impossible to factor or it's really hard to factor. Okay, either one. Okay, so we're going to do some examples. This first one. So, first of all, we have to get it to equal 0. So we have to subtract our 5x over. Okay, well, we can't subtract 5x from any of that stuff. So x squared minus 5x plus 6. I just put it in the order that makes it easiest for us. So we have our A is right here, B, and C. Okay, so when we do negative b over 2a, since this is already a negative 5, okay, then it would be, you need to be quiet, Piper, right now. It would be 5 plus or minus the square root of negative 5 squared minus 4 times 1 times 6 over 2 times 1. Okay, because remember our a is 1 right there. Okay, and from there you just have to solve it. Now, putting this in your calculator, you can do it, but you need to just do what's under the radical or the square root first. And it's just sometimes easier to just not do it in your calculator. So 5 plus or minus the square root. Negative 5 squared is 25. Minus 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 6 is 24. All over 2. So 5 plus or minus the square root of 1, okay, all over 2. Well, what is the square root of 1? The square root of 1 is just 1. So 1 plus or minus 1 over 2, which is 5 plus 1 over 2, and 5 minus 1 over 2. That's where the plus or minus comes from. So 6 over 2 is 3, and 4 over 2 is 2. So that would be your answer. Now this one isn't necessarily one that has a hard answers, but that's just a way to, obviously we could have factored this from the beginning. 3 times 2 to get 6. You know, your factors would have been x minus 3, x minus 2. Well, we're just kind of showing you how to do it. Okay, and then we'll do some that you couldn't do that way. Now I can't remember which one is the next one. Okay, so here we go. So negative b. So I'll say you need to use a quadratic formula on this one. Negative b plus or minus the square root of 4 squared minus 4 times a times c over 2 times 2. My daughter's calling on me. Okay, negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 16. And this one, so 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 7 is 56. And it's going to be plus 56 because there's 2 negatives here. All over 4. All right? So that gives us negative 4 plus or minus the square root. If we add 16 and 56 is 12. 7, the square root of 72, I think. It's kind of hard to concentrate right now. Okay, so now what we can do is, there's different ways, and I'm not sure. Actually, let me look and see if they have us just leave it. Oh, they do have us round. Okay, so go ahead and do the square root of 72, which is 8.49, we'll say. So negative 4 plus 8.49 over 4 and negative 4 minus 8.49 over 4. Okay, so if I have negative 4 plus 8.49 divided by 4 equals, so this answer is 1.12, and this one, negative 4 minus 8.49 divided by 4, this answer is negative 3.12. Okay, these are our two answers. So you can see where that one would be really hard to do. Obviously, you can't just factor that. Okay, and the quadratic formula works on any problem, any quadratic given if you need to solve. Okay, so here's A, B, and C. So negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 5 squared, 5 squared minus 4A times C all over 4 times negative 3. I'm sorry. So negative 5, this is her being quiet, by the way, plus or minus the square root of 25 minus 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. And it would be a negative because there's 3 negatives. Negative times a negative is a positive, but then a positive times a negative is a negative. Oh my God. All over 12. Negative 12. I'll have to go back and see if these are right. So negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 1 over negative 12. So this is going to be negative 5 plus 1 over negative 12 and negative 5 minus 1 over negative 12. So negative 4 over negative 12 is 1/3. Oh my goodness. And negative 6 over negative 12 is positive 1/2. I don't know. I'm hoping I got those right. It's kind of hard to concentrate at the moment. Okay, so, but you get the point. You have to just plug in the values, take your time, and show your work. And that'll really help. That's it.